Hello and welcome to the Browns Blitz. Today is Thursday, July 23rd. This is episode number 356. I'm your host, Rod Bloom. Joining me tonight is my brother, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Hola, senor. It's going. What can I
Good to
say?
have you too. Yeah,
It's
going.
It's the last week before camp starts. We're just getting slap happy.
That's right. A little bit. So, help us out with some material. As our friend, always positive Jay. Jay, I understand that you haven't done a podcast in a while, so you probably got a lot of material.
Yeah, you guys are probably
about. So.
sick of talking about the Browns, so you get some content. I'm dying to talk about some Browns.
So we are so happy to see a fresh
We'll
face.
just let you have the floor, Jay.
Yeah, it's great to have you tonight.
I'm glad to be here.
All right. So, before we get into the Browns, we're going to do a real quick. We're going to call it a Blitz Beverages segment. We got a couple of us drinking water, but Jeff's got something cool he wants to talk about. So let's take a look at what you got, Jeff.
Yeah, so I told you last week, Rod, that I've been finding a bunch of new non-alcoholic near beers. This is actually the second one of these that I've had. This is pretty refreshing. This is Go Brewing, who does an amazing job with their cans. I just have to kind of show you the can. It's really cool stuff.
Wow.
But this is actually a pineapple yuzu radler. Yuzu is it's like a lemon, basically. It's like a real expensive lemon. So what it does is the lemony taste, tartness kind of balances out the sweetness of the pineapple. And it's really smooth. It's really refreshing. Plus they have a really cool can. So
that's pretty awesome. I'm trying to find it. If I can't find it real quick, we'll just move on. But it's funny that you brought that up because I'm on this app that I look at. So I think I can find it. Yeah. So the last beer I had was just the other night. Believe it or not, is Grainworks Brewing Company fruit beer, Pineapple Dreams. So I just had a pineapple beer last night or night before. I thought it was really good. So I'm not drinking it now, but yeah, I've never had. I don't think I've ever seen a beer with pineapple in it. That's 2 in 2 days.
I don't have a beer to talk about, but the last beer I had was actually a unique one. It was from a brewery in Aruba, and it's called Chill, and it's I think a better tasting Corona kind of to it. Very refreshing, especially when it's so hot out there and it's ice cold. I love that. That was a good beer. Chill. If you ever get it, it's in Aruba.
I think anything would taste good in Aruba, Jay.
That's also true.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think I've had a couple beers in the Caribbean on those islands, and they're all kind of up that alley.
Mm-hmm.
And you are absolutely right. They all taste great, but yeah, it's the location. The location really helps a lot. It really does.
I wanted to reenact the Corona picture, with the two people in the chair and the beers between them, but with the Chill beers. I never got. Yeah. Maybe I'll do it this year. I'm going in, I think, 50 days again.
Awesome.
Wow. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Congrats on that. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the reason we're all here, and that's some Cleveland Browns football talk. And we are we're getting close. Rookies reported today, I guess. I don't know if they did anything, but they reported today. Might have been real active and all that, but I didn't see any clips or anything, so I'm guessing they didn't take the field today. Vets report 28th, which is next Tuesday. So by the time we're on again, at least there will be some players, on the practice field, or there will have been. So, so we got stuff coming up, but again, we've got Jay here who's just been waiting to talk Browns for almost, right around 12 months or so. So I'm not worried. But I got a few topics, and then we're going to get into things that Jay wants to talk about too. So the first thing I want to bring up, guys, is this are these practices that were put together by the quarterbacks, by Shedeur and Deshaun Watson, and I don't know who put it all together. Doesn't matter to me, and Jerry Jeudy, Isaiah Bond. I'm not sure who all was there. Doesn't matter. But this kind of goes with the theme of, again, of the togetherness of this team, that we've kind of seen this off season that seems to be more prevalent than it's been recently, with this organization. Maybe some players have done things, but it just seems to be kind of everywhere this off season, players doing things together and sense of a team. So, but my question revolves around the one guy who was there, Deshaun Watson, at these practices, that this doesn't seem like the kind of thing he typically would have done in the past. And I want to know if this makes a difference in the way people are going to see him, the way you see him. And does it mean that the players are seeing him differently than they did before, or did they ever see him differently? So Jay, let me go to you first on that. What did these practices mean to you?
This is going to be horrible because I'm always positive, Jay. It means nothing to me, honestly. I've seen people go on these trips and they go to the place, what is that, in West Virginia, the coach and everybody goes together and then we win 3 games. Like, to me, they have to prove it. I want to see them have 2 winning seasons in a row, like before I give them any accolades for anything they do in the offseason. Outside, I was quite impressed with the draft this year, but yeah, they got to prove it to me before I start giving them accolades for practicing in the offseason. You know what? You sucked last year. You should practice in the offseason, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How do I follow that, Rod?
That's always positive, Jay.
I always tell people it has nothing to do with my sports takes. It's more about a life, the name. It has just how you treat people and stuff like that.
There's a lot more to life than sports, right?
Yeah,
Jay?
exactly.
Yeah. Not always positive, Jeff. Go ahead with your take on this. Not always sports positive, Jeff.
Yeah. Man, I can't really add much to that. I kind of agree. Go out and prove it on the field. As far as your question about Deshaun Watson,
Yeah.
I think there's always been a disconnect between fan perception of him and teammate perception of him. So has that changed any? I don't think it's really changed. I think all these guys have kind of a locker room mentality and they're going to play with whoever's out there, right? So it doesn't change the fans' perception of him at all. I don't think it ever will. The guy could go out and win 17 games this year and take us to the Super Bowl, and there would still be people that hate him. So, you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever. Just go play.
Yeah.
And can't blame him, with everything all the allegations had against him.
I don't blame anybody for feeling that way, for sure.
No.
To me, I don't change anything I view on him this year. Last year, sure, I didn't care. That was kind of a blessing. Like, you didn't have to deal with the guy. This year, I don't even know why we're dealing with him. What's the point? Like, you got a kid that possibly could be your future in Shedeur Sanders, and if he is, you got a 5th-round quarterback on that contract. What a blessing that would be. And if not, and he sucks, you get the high pick for the guy you want next year anyways. Watson, to me, is the biggest waste of time this year. I don't see why they would even attempt to play him unless the other guys got hurt and he was the last man standing.
That's where that's what I've been saying, and I think a lot of people agree with you, Jay.
I mean, if you won 10 games, are they still signing him next year?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Probably not.
But I've been trying to be devil's advocate on that, just because so many people have, in the media particularly, have been pushing the narrative that he's the leader in the clubhouse to win the job, and there's reasons why a first-year head coach who happens to be a first-time head coach who's in his 60s now really needs to win, right? The reasons why you would go with the veteran. I think we've talked a little bit about starting the season with sort of your back against the wall and a lot of moving pieces and stuff. So let the veteran get beat up for a little while before you put Shedeur Sanders in there. You know what? That's all well and good, but like you said, Jay, if it still means 3 wins, who cares? We're still cleaning house, right? Yeah, we're cleaning house at the end of the year. We're drafting a new quarterback, and we go on from there, right? So
unless Shedeur proves he's awesome, like he doesn't even have to be. Like, here's the problem with everybody: everyone wants the next Patrick Mahomes, and they're like, if he's not him, he's move on. And like you just watch Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl. Just build a really good team around a quarterback, and he'll be fine, as long as he's capable of doing the job, which I think Shedeur is. Last year, he had what was the worst offensive line in the league at that point. They were so beat up, and it was third string guys playing on there almost across the entire line. He had Jerry Jeudy was supposed to be his leading receiver, couldn't hold on to a ball if his life depended on it. Every other receiver was horrible. Your leading receiver is your rookie tight end, which rookie tight ends aren't even supposed to be that good, but he was. I love the Hero fan, but I think almost like maybe because everything else was so bad around him, they're like, we just got to force feed this dude. You know what I mean? And yeah, I thought he was just set up for failure last year. He didn't get to practice with the first team. There's just so much going against him, and he won 4 games. And he didn't look like the greatest quarterback doing it, but he won 4 games. You win 4 games with everything against you. I want to see when everything's for you, what you can do.
So what do you need to see from him this year, Jay, to get you over that hurdle? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a bridge very far for you.
Reading defenses faster is, I think, his biggest where he needs to improve the most.
So if he looks like a complete quarterback, let's just call it that, right? He can at least diagnose defenses. He can throw balls to all levels of the field. He doesn't backpedal and get himself sacked horribly like he has a habit of doing. He puts all that stuff away, right? Is that enough for you if you see that consistently in 2026 to prevent you from drafting a quarterback next year?
Me? Sure. Like, why wouldn't you? I think it's cheaper. You have 2 first-round picks. My dream is to get Jeremiah Smith, but that's it's probably a big dream that's never going to happen. But
could be. Yeah,
I would love to see the guy. I think you got to see what he can do. And as far as I'm concerned, every single year it's like, oh, this is the year for the quarterbacks, and then like there's 5 great ones, and by the end of the year you've got 1 really okay one, and then maybe some suspect ones.
Yeah,
like, you don't know what
the college season, and everyone's banking on the next guy already.
Yeah, no, there's no guarantee that you're going to find that guy in the draft.
Right.
Dante Moore, who I think is a good quarterback, he can get hurt, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea what the season in college is going to turn out, or any of these quarterbacks. Like, everyone wants Arch Manning. Arch Manning was meh last year. He was nothing great, but I expect him to improve. But who knows? You don't know. You don't build a team on hope of something that possibly can happen.
Yeah.
I would build around Shedeur for now, and if he could prove, it's up to it's going to matter what Andrew very clearly thinks. But you win 9, 8, 10 games with him, and he looks like he's progressed a lot, especially in reading defense and just be a little quicker with his decisions. I'd like to bring him back next year for sure.
Yeah, I think you're in a good spot having the option to either roll forward with him or look for your quarterback in the draft. So, guys, we're going to get to some comments. We're a few minutes in. We're way behind on comments already. Crazy night. Ryan Clark, Raul is bringing it again tonight. We got our first Ryan Clark comment of the night. Yeah, we'll leave that where it is, guys.
Did he get? He got fired.
He got
Why,
fired,
man. I'm not a big Ryan Clark fan. He's a Steeler, obviously, but that was
Grand
dirty.
Wizard of X.
Yeah. That's a Grand Wizard. Hey, Grand Wizard. Be contenders for a while.
Yeah, things go right.
Yeah, and
Your words to his ears.
Yeah. It's going back to Jeff's NA. I think
Raul still has a problem with me
not a fan of the NAs. Not a fan of the NAs, but we knew that was coming up. Then we're going back to the Grand Wizard. It's Cleveland. If I lived in Cleveland, I'd drink myself into oblivion. Okay, that's not a very nice one. I appreciate it.
Nice.
Grand Wizard, yeah. Grand Wizard, I think, is a Pats fan, but we interact on X, so yeah.
5 scandals.
5. That's right.
Over-under is 5 on scandals for the Patriots this year.
Yeah. Yeah, getting a little. Yeah, I'm getting a little up there for 15 beers, but maybe between the 3 of us, maybe.
Right.
20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
Not
I can
anymore.
drink 5.
Nah. Well, yeah, that'd be a maybe on an all-day sort of deal.
Right.
Back to Raul. Jimmy Haslam is going to try and pay for new stadium with expired rebates.
Trucker rebates.
Did I read that wrong?
No, I'm just ad-libbing.
Okay. Barry is sweating more than Ray Farmer. I
think Barry's sitting real good right now, to be honest with you.
I think he is too. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good on Diego Pavia. And
you know what the best thing that ever happened to Andrew Barry was? The guy I preached to get rid of forever is finally gone. And I all the Podesta is the worst. I truly believe, and if there's no proof behind this, I think he was the reason we traded for Watson.
It sounds good to me, Jay. Because if we can put that on D Podesta, then we can move forward and
and then we don't have to blame
especially
the guys
after
for
the
here.
season. Yeah, right. That's right.
No, seriously, like everyone's like, oh, it was the Haslam, I think they took the blame. The Haslams love the Bakers, man. I never understood that trade. I'm like, it has to be Paul B. Podesta crunching numbers up there, not knowing what he's talking about. Again, the guy who failed in baseball came here and for some reason.
Yeah, he's helping the Rockies do really well this season now, I think, as far as I'm.
Somebody needs to write a novel about the Browns and go with the plot that Deshaun Watson had actually been good. That if he had like the what ifs, right? So if Deshaun Watson
could be a whole series on what ifs in Cleveland sports.
I mean, it could be like could have like for each year, right?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I'm a big Marvel fan. This is the Cleveland Browns Marvel shirt I have on. Star Wars. I'm a nerd and a half.
And then Marvel does more than just the Browns, but yeah.
What if? And Cleveland could have their own series. I swear you that. Like,
it'd be fun.
What if Jose Mesa struck them all out in the 9th for the World Series Game 7?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what if they,
Johnny Manziel? What if who's the receiver? The weed smoker? He didn't smoke. Imagine if he just didn't smoke weed.
What if he came along 10 years later?
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah.
Sorry, I tend to take these things off the rails a lot.
That's all right.
You got all that pin-up fan.
Yeah, exactly. I got a lot of pin-up takes to get out.
Yeah. So, guys, the Browns put Malik Collins on the active /pup list, so he has to be medically cleared to come back. Jeff, I mean, you kind of thought this was going to happen, almost. I think a show or two ago we were talking about him coming back and how somebody might have to step up early. So, kind of something that's not unexpected. So, but it kind of begs the question of, who who's gonna play there, who's gonna step up. I mean, Mike Hall's the guy everybody would like to see take that spot and step up.
Right.
He's the logical guy, but I mean, we haven't seen a ton of Mike Hall yet, but I mean, he was the second round pick, so he's the guy that I think you expect big things of more than some of the other guys. So, is there anybody else at defensive tackle? I mean, what do you expect the rotation to be here? I mean, it's pretty much, I guess, Mike Hall, Kalia Davis, and I mean, there's still Sam Kamara, Aiden Huntington, kind of fighting for playing time and roster spots. What are you guys looking for there, and kind of how do you expect it to shake out early in the season?
Like you said, I'd like Mike Hall to grab that position. I think he could cause a lot of havoc on the interior if he's playing at his full potential, and he's got to be healthy. But defensive tackle is tough for rookies. It's just the physicality of it. They got to get stronger and stronger. That's why usually don't see too many defensive tackles tear it up in their first season. So, yeah, I'd just like to see some growth out of him and him take that position, to be honest with you. Mason Graham's got the other one, obviously. So,
yeah, the door is wide open for Mike Hall. This is his career being handed to him on a silver platter at the beginning of the season. Just go out and play like we expect you to play when we drafted you, and he can really lock himself in long term. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. So I don't know. I'm not going to bet my mortgage on it.
No,
but, yeah. But
keep the money.
I think
yeah.
If you see a lot of Kalia Davis and Aiden Huntington, and it means that Mike Hall just hasn't seized that opportunity. The Browns might be going fishing for another guy at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Hall's, the guy who's closest to that body type. The other guys are, all the other guys are under 300 pounds. I'm not quite as big. I mean, not that they can't play there, but you really want somebody who can be more of a disruptor instead of just filling a spot, So hopefully Mike Hall can do that. I mean, we've seen some small flashes from him. I mean, that's why he was taken in the second round. But yeah, this be a great spot for him to step up.
Do you think Jared Verse will be a more positive impact on him than Myles Garrett was?
I don't want to slam Myles too much. I mean, I really like what Jared Verse is doing. And we know Myles wasn't the big team leader guy, but I think Myles worked with guys. He probably did some stuff behind the scenes everybody didn't see in that. But I think he probably helped the other guys on the defensive line. But did he help him as much as Jared Verse? I don't know. I'm really not sure. Myles kind of came across more as a Myles only guy, but I don't really know if that's how he was or if he was just more of a keep to himself and play football guy. I don't know. What do you think, Jeff?
I think Jared Verse is going to have a nice season. I think he's never going to be Myles Garrett, but at least we have a legitimate guy in that spot. It would have been catastrophic if we had nobody there. If we were relying on Isaiah McGuire to step up and fill that role, it would probably be a long season. But when you lose Myles Garrett, and now we've lost Malik Collins at the beginning of the year, those in my mind were the two most impactful guys on that defensive line, and it's going to be a challenge for these younger guys to come in and try to set that that bar again, like it has been the last couple seasons. It's naturally going to be a little bit of an adjustment period for these guys. So,
yeah,
Mike Hall doesn't have to be Superman, but he's going to have to figure out how to elevate the play of all those other guys as well, right? So it could be tough early going, getting all those guys, just like with our offensive line, getting all those guys acclimated and on the same page with all the change. I again wouldn't be surprised if we ended up looking at the waiver wires or trades or someplace to shore that defensive line up. If all of those ifs don't line up, if all those best case scenarios don't happen.
Yeah, I think that'll depend on what they think of the health of Malik Collins and how long they think he might be out too.
Right.
If they're thinking he can be back by week, 4 or 5, maybe they'll try to roll with it and see if somebody can emerge.
Pup is minimum 4, isn't it?
I mean, I couldn't find anything other than saying that said that that if he was medically cleared during camp, that he could be activated.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know if it's different that he's on the pup active/pup list. I don't know if it's different during training camp or not.
I guess I don't remember the specifics of that.
I wouldn't be surprised once the rosters get cut down too that they pick up a veteran that gets let go.
Yeah, because I mean we can talk about Mike Hall, but I mean you need some kind of a rotation there, a defensive tackle too, and if you're not very confident in the two guys coming in behind him, then they're probably gonna try to make some moves there too.
Yeah,
I think it's also like on the defensive line, the easier the plug and play. Not saying you don't want if you ain't got good defensive tackles, they're both terrible. Team's just going to obviously run right up the middle on you all day. But I think it's the easiest also to find defensive tackles compared to defensive ends, obviously.
Yeah, well,
that's one area I think that Jared Verse is going to make us better.
I think he'll he's going to be better in the locker room and helping other guys along the way, but you're going to lose talent compared to Miles, where I don't think Miles was obvious. Like you said, I don't think he was horrible for the locker room. He wasn't just a me guy, but I also don't think he was the ultimate team leader, which still never bothered me, but it kind of
we all know what he was. Yeah.
When you're the most paid person and you're not like the super leader, people kind of frown upon that, I think, in locker rooms too. But who knows? None of us were really in there, so I'm sure everyone probably actually loved Miles. Like every workspace, there's going to be people that don't like each other.
Right. Yeah, I think there would have been more coming out. If people actually didn't like him. I can't imagine that people really just didn't like Miles. Maybe people had more expectations, like you're saying, for his leadership. But if that's not who he is, then it might be a tough pill to swallow. But that's just who the guy is. He's just not comfortable being that guy. He's just more comfortable going out and being the guy who makes the big plays and that. So
I'm gonna miss him.
What's that?
I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He legitimized us, I think.
Well, the best player of one position, like the defensive side. That was kind of cool.
The worst team every year, but we had one of the best players, and that meant something.
He gave me something to watch. Like if I had Nick Chubb and him, I was good. At least I'm entertained on both sides of the ball.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you see Miles make a play and you see Nick break off a run, I mean, even if we lost, it was
fun to watch.
It was still pretty. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about a good day, but it was still fun to watch, like you said.
Yeah. At least we got two young receivers to look forward to.
Yeah. I think. I don't know if there's anybody on the team to the level of Nick and Miles right now, but we got some young guys that are I think going to develop into players that we're really going to enjoy watching. I mean, Carson's pretty much already the kind of guy that you want to go and watch, but I think I think some of these guys on offense will hopefully get there too, over the next couple seasons. So, and we'll get back to watching the game and being able to pick one of these guys out and know that so and so is going to make a big play every game or so.
Right.
So the Browns signed a cornerback. I don't know if you guys saw this, Damari Mathis, and they waived Dom Jones, who failed a physical. So Damari Mathis, welcome to the cornerback room, and best of luck.
You mean future Pro Bowler?
I don't think so. I looked at his stats. I can't remember where I think he's been with a couple teams.
I haven't even heard of him.
I haven't heard. I didn't know who he was.
He probably won't be on the team when the season starts.
Probably not, but he's the guy going to be fighting for a spot. And you know what? If the Browns think something of a corner, if Andrew Berry likes a corner, I always figure there's a shot that the guy might be okay. That he could stick. So
you never know with some of those guys too. Look, Josh Cribbs was a signed free agent. He wasn't drafted even. And look what he turned into. So you never know.
Right, you never know. I mean, he could turn out to make the team and be a nice fit.
We know he's hungry and he's going to try his hardest to make a team. So that's always good.
That's for sure.
I'm a little concerned that we've now lost two of the bigger cornerbacks that we had, and DeCarlos Nicholson and Dom Jones. We really don't have anybody now with some size on the outside, so that's
lost a lot of depth at corner.
We don't have a lot of depth for sure. There's no. I mean, tell me who is the third cornerback right now? Nobody knows, right? So
probably one of your safeties.
Even more pressure on Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, right? That to be deployed the way we've talked about, as that constant third safety that's on the field. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Mike Rottenberg uses these guys. And you're right, Rod. We do tend to get pretty good cornerback play out of guys where you wouldn't expect it, but we're not purposefully putting talent into that room that's going to make the decision hard on who to cut.
I mean,
they definitely need an infusion of some.
What if they trade Denzel Ward? Which I hope they don't.
Oh,
they might trade Denzel Ward.
Well, I think if you do that, you've probably thrown in the towel.
Agreed.
I think so.
So
yeah.
You can't really argue.
You ain't winning nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with it at that point. If we're throwing in the towel and we're just saying, okay, we're drafting high at 27, okay, fine, because things have gone off the rails already. But to even consider that now, looking at the cornerback room, wow, that would be that'll be in the middle of the season. A contender maybe loses a guy or just needs a corner, and like you said,
right, we ain't winning. But man, that one would hurt too. I think that'd be the last guy from when we were good and we had Baker and all those guys, and we won that against Pittsburgh. That's the playoffs. I mean, that's the last guy I think that we all rooted for would have been Denzel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, even if the Browns are out of it, you'd almost have to get back a corner that could at least play, to somebody to stick out there,
Not if you're planning on losing every game.
Well, I know, but man, I don't know. Gosh, yeah, that'd be rough. I don't know. As much as it felt like for so long that if the Browns traded Miles, they would be thrown in the towel. I think after the Miles trade, it doesn't feel that way,
No,
but the Denzel trade, I agree with you guys. It would. Looking at this roster, it's like I think teams would kill us with the pass if we, I think it'd be rough.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be Tyson Campbell.
No.
Well,
Unless you want to be the number one, I guess maybe.
Well,
yeah,
nobody
but-
who would be throwing at Tyson Campbell. He'd be throwing at every other wide open wide receiver out there. So
Yeah.
he'd have one guy covered.
Actually,
Yeah.
he might he's gonna be like, I need a new contract right now. You need someone to play corner.
How much money you got? Yeah. So I debated on this next topic, guys, just because this just bugs me. This whole Jake Paul thing of saying he wants to play wide receiver in the NFL.
Is that what position he wants to play? Wide receiver?
Wide receiver. And it wouldn't be a big deal. I tweeted, I bet that this guy thinks he could just come in on day one and do any one of our jobs.
Right.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
If I was them, I would purposely invite him to a practice, and I'd tell my team, I'd be like, you guys rough him up like no other man. Let him know he needs to not open his mouth, and he can tell everybody else, this is what we're really made of. And next time you see Jake Paul, you thought he was in bad condition after he lost his first fight or that last fight, he'll look way worse.
Oh my gosh.
I think they would just he'd get destroyed.
He would.
He's not fast enough either. Like, you hear about he couldn't even make it in Division I college. Like, you think he can make it on Ohio State and he's going to make it in the NFL? And then you hear these great athletes that come out of college, the first thing they say when they get to the NFL is, wow, they're so much faster. It's so fast. Like, dude, he would get killed. I'm not a fan of his. I can't stand him. The fact that we're talking about him, I don't even like talking about him because I don't like giving him any juice.
No, it just bugged me so much that he would.
But I would love to see him get hit. Oh, God, would you guys imagine going over the middle? They set him up like, we're going over the middle, take him out. They just throw it, and some huge linebacker like Carson Schlesinger just absolutely blows him up. That'd make my day.
Yeah. Any comments?
I think we're living in a time where the more ridiculous your statement, the better off you are somehow, some weird way.
Yeah, look at ESPN.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it's just about self-promotion and lack of shame, and I mean, it's just what pays the bills right now, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. So Jay, I want to get back to you now. So who on this team? It doesn't have to be a rookie. It could be anybody. Who's going to be the surprise this year? Or which players? Who are you looking for to contribute that maybe other people aren't looking for?
I think Boston's going to be a beast. I wanted him in the first round. I love tall receivers, and I think he's going to be a touchdown catching machine. You watch.
Yeah.
I really have high hopes on him. I like all the guys we draft, like Casey Consumption. I think he's going to be good too. But I really like Boston. But also the safety, Warren. He might be like Ed Reed style kind of safety. Like, he might be your next Carson Schlesinger draft pick. Like, he could be really, really good because he has all the athletic ability and he is a ball hawk.
Yeah. Comments, Jeff?
Well, I mean, you heard me the last few weeks talking about the role that I envisioned for McNeil Warren, and that I think he can be that Carson Schlesinger impact player this year, just because he's going to have so many opportunities. So yeah, it's hard to bet against guys who were drafted ahead of him, but it's a function of how many times you're going to touch the ball or be in on a play, and there's just only so many targets that Denzel Boston's going to get this year, because he's going to be sharing them with a lot of different people, and our level of quarterback play is not going to be elite. So I think somebody like McNeil Warren really has an opportunity to exceed expectations and be that guy that everybody says, whoa, how did he fall to, what was it, 58th in the draft?
Right around there.
Yeah.
I think it was 58. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't even say one person, but as a squad completely, and hopefully we don't hear about them, which is great. The offensive line, it's been completely revamped. I think Spencer Fano is going to be an absolute monster over there, and the rest of those guys, if they all gel together, right together, you're not going to hear about them, which is awesome. And I think that could be the biggest impact on there, because obviously you got no offensive line, you ain't going to have no offense. It's just how it works in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure. I'm worried about them for exactly that reason, Jay. That we're counting on a lot for all of those guys to
Great
exceed
on
their past
paper.
performance. Yeah,
You got to
exactly.
see it on the field.
Right.
Yeah.
Fano's going to be fine. It's going to take a little while, but I think he's going to be a mainstay for us. But me saying that I think that Austin Barber is going to be starting by week 4 tells you what I think of the guys who are ahead of him right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Like a lot of we'll see on this team right now, especially on the offensive side.
There is a lot. Yeah.
And like we've drafted receivers before and all got excited, and we've gotten Corey Coleman. So
right.
Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
Brian Robisky was the 2nd round pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since they've taken 2 guys who I feel are two legitimate first rounders, because I'm with you. Boston's a first round talent. So, yeah, definitely.
Dude, they have 3 first round talents on that team with Warren, Boston, and Casey Concepcion.
Yeah.
Like he might have had even a better draft this year than he did last year.
Yeah. So Jay, Jeff and I have talked on other shows about it's going to take the offensive line some time to gel and stuff. So the first few weeks might not look real pretty. What's your expectation for how long you think it might take the offensive line to play well together? Does it matter how much time they get in preseason games or practice, anything like that, or is it going to take a certain number of games no matter what?
I think they'll get it. You'll see what they pretty much are by game 2, game 3, and they'll get slightly better because that's just how it's going to work. Or you get hurt and obviously go back the other way. But if they stay healthy, they'll progress the whole season because they're so young. But I think like week 1, I always just throw out the window. I think it's the most overreacted week of all time, and second is obviously week 2. And like you 0-2 teams, everyone's like, oh, it's doom and gloom and blah blah blah. Like they're still finding them. Teams are still finding themselves, especially with the way they play preseason now and stuff. So I'd say like game 3, game 4, you're gonna see about their 90 percentile, what they're capable of doing, and they'll finish that out throughout the season.
Well, we know every week's a must win, especially if you start 0-1, right?
Yeah.
I think the difference this year is that the veterans aren't going to get a free pass in training camp and in the preseason games. These guys are going to have to play. They're going to have to earn their spots just because, again, there's a lot on the line for Todd Monken. So he needs to know who his players are, where their best spots are. It's not going to be, okay, week 1, these guys have not played together before, like we've seen in the past. So we should, hopefully, I think maybe we do have a pretty good read on the offensive line in the preseason and what they're going to look like in the first couple of weeks. I just hope their ceiling is higher than I think it is.
To me, I value talent over the team gelling together all as a line. Like if you got a bunch of crappy guys and they've been playing together for 4 years, guess what? They've been playing together for 4 years. Crappy. If you got, I think if you're just talent, the talent's going to just show itself on the field eventually.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would agree with that, but it's the fact that they're bringing in 5 new guys, And
Yeah,
that just almost never happened. So I figured there is going to be some kind of period for these guys to get used to playing together.
Or the Browns are going to show everyone that it doesn't matter, and they're really good right off the rip too.
Oh well,
like you said,
great.
How many times did that happen where you see the entire offensive line is a new starting line? If they show that they're all good, it's going to show that if you got good players, they're going to learn to play good together.
I think they said it hadn't happened in 50 years or something like that.
Well, the Bears turned over almost their entire offensive line over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I think teams are reluctant to do that. They just don't find themselves in the spot that we found ourselves in, where our guys all got old at the same time, and just.
I think with the continuity too is like, if you go through the whole training camp with each other, like you got continuity come the season. It's when you're mid-season and you got this guy out, that guy out, this guy out, and that guy out, and then you got 4 new guys that haven't really trained with each other, and you're learning on the fly. Then you're going to have some really bad continuity problems.
Well, and that's where the positional versatility comes in too, right? That these guys can play different spots. So I guess I'm less worried about that. Being able to plug next guy in, right? Then what is the ceiling for these guys, particularly if you're playing a lot of them not necessarily at their best spot.
Well, I trust this line without ever seeing them more than I did last year. Last year, I was very worried about the left tackle position and the right tackle position.
Well, you were correct.
Well, who was what was the right tackle name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's always hurt.
Conklin?
Yeah, Conklin. He's pretty much the Anthony Davis of our offensive line. He's going to be in street clothes any minute. And I don't even remember who was the original starting left tackle last year at the game 1. I think we went through 3 of them.
Juwan Jones, I think.
Was it Juwan Jones? No, he was hurt to start the season, wasn't he?
I don't remember. Yeah, it's hard when you play 3-4 guys there. It's kind of hard to remember.
Yeah.
And then who's the guy that we drafted the years before? And it was the one guy did not want in the draft, and he ended up taking him too. I can't think it was Baker's left tackle.
Jedrick Wills.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, I don't think he worked that hard. I don't think he was bound for greatness in his mind. I think he got paid and kind of got lazy, because I know I've heard interviews with Joe Thomas saying that he never really reached out to him and teach him, like, dude, if I'm in left tackle and I'm playing for the Browns, the first thing I'm doing is calling Joe Thomas and being like, I want you to teach me everything, please, as much as you can. I will never leave your side if you don't tell me to leave. And that dude never did it. And that's like, to me, that's a red flag big time.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have that problem with the rookies they have on the line this year. At least the tackles.
Spencer Fano is the anti-Jed Wills. I mean,
he's
about as far as you can get from that.
You want the guys who like to work hard, man, and he seems like it. And I don't think Jedrick Wills was.
No.
I want Tristan Wirfs. That still bugs me every time. I'm like, oh, he's so good.
Yeah. So Jay, how much of a concern is it for you that the Browns have an entirely new coaching staff? I mean, as far as the head
I'm excited.
I mean, does it bother you or does it concern you that you got coordinators and a head coach that haven't done this at the NFL level before?
Not really. Honestly, I've seen guys come in for other teams that never done it before, and they do great. I've seen guys that have done it forever go into new teams and they suck. So like I said, I don't even like to I go into the mentality, I'm rooting for you until you lose. You know what I mean? You play on my team, I'm going to root for you. And as long as you try your hardest, that's all I can ask for you.
Yeah.
As long as you're not, who's the receiver we had? I'm drawing such blank. Yeah, you guys got me past my bedtime. I can't think of people's names. The receiver that wasn't trying hard and he was dancing and came from Kansas City.
Oh,
Dwayne Rudd. Who'd you say?
Oh no, Dwayne Rudd was linebacker. You're thinking of Dwayne Bowe.
Dwayne Bowe,
Dwayne
thank
Bowe.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going
as long as you
back
don't fool Dwayne Bowe and don't try hard, I'm cool with you, even if you suck. As long as you're trying your best.
Yeah. No, I like the young team. I like guys being in there working hard, playing for their positions. I like the fact that what Jeff said earlier, that the vets are not really guaranteed anything right now. They've got to come in and earn their spots. I mean, other than Denzel Ward and just a few guys who really have already earned their spots. The rest of the guys have to come in and play well, I think, in order to make this team. So
I like how I hear Monken holds his practices. It's no longer a daycare to have fun. Like, he's holding some hard practices. But the other thing I did like that he did is a lot of people thought he was a little too old to like be a head coach now, and maybe he's not used to the modern NFL. A lot of all his head coaches or his assistant coaches are all young guys that have more modern and up to date kind of style of coaching. So yeah, I'm excited. I like Todd Monken a lot. I think he's a no nonsense guy, and that's what this team needed big time.
Yeah. So let's Jay, you don't do this sort of thing very often. So what's your outlook for the season? How do you expect this team to do overall? Record wise or whatever you want to say.
At best, somewhere between 7 to 9 wins. At worst, 3 wins, possibly. You know what I mean? It's all going to matter what the quarterback play is. The defense will be fine. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year without Miles, but they're still going to be pretty damn good. They might who knows? They might be better, to be honest with you, because Carson Schwarzenegger is the truth. And if Jared Verse can get nearly as good as Miles was, even, like, you'll be okay. But if you can't score points, you can't win. You know what I mean? And they definitely, and like you said, if they're starting to go downhill, I could see them trading some guys like Denzel Ward and preparing for the next draft, because that's kind of looking like what they want. I think they want the quarterback next year.
They seem to kind of be leaning that way, but yeah, I mean, I hope that Shedeur gets a legit shot this season. Regardless of whether he starts week 1 or not. I hope he gets a shot to show whether he can just take the steps, that really just what you were talking about, Jay, just enough of an advancement to where the organization could feel good about him going forward into another season or two. Because that could definitely change plans. It can make you look at that quarterback class next season a little bit differently too. When you really need a guy, I think the quarterback class looks different from when you are just going to take a guy if he's really going to upgrade the position for you.
I'll tell you one thing. I work at the stadium now. Last year I started, so I don't actually get to watch a whole lot of the home games as much as I used to. I catch as much as I can in the media room, but every time I see Jimmy Haslam, I'm throwing up the wrist for him. I'm like, he's there, man. He's the guy. He's the guy. Let him know. He gives me a big smile. I just think people gravitate to that guy. He's a natural leader. Just got to put it on the field, because if he could do it on the field, the way people just follow him, he could be something special, I believe.
Yeah.
A lot of what ifs.
Definitely.
Big surprise, Browns and what ifs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a season to hopefully get some answers. So, Jeff, is there anything I missed?
Don't think so, Rod.
Okay. Well, Jay, we're not going to keep you up any later tonight. So let's get some
fun. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Oh wait, we got one comment here, and then we'll. So Jeremy's just joining us now. It's way past Jeremy's bedtime too. I'm like,
wow.
Anyway. No, but we did talk about Mason Graham, Jeremy. We talked about Mason Graham for about a half hour, guys. No,
We did about Mike Hall.
Mike Hall mostly. Jeremy is a big Mason Graham fan.
Another one of Jeremy's guys, Mike Hall.
Yeah. Well, that's true. He would have enjoyed Mike Hall just as much. We did talk a lot about him, so you're gonna have to listen back to the show, Jeremy. But for now, there, we can get that one in there. The damn in there. So let's get some closing thoughts, guys, and we'll get on out of here. So, Jay, again, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Been great talking some Browns with you. Any closing thoughts you'd like to leave everybody with?
Well, I saw a commercial the other day that has nothing to do with sports, and I absolutely love it. If you have time to scroll, you got time to call somebody. And someone posted, I think it's Lana, my friend, and you don't expect people to reach out to you. Be the person that reaches out to them.
Great call.
Profound.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Jeff, your closing thoughts tonight?
I'm not going to repeat what I've been saying for weeks about the identity and all the crap that needs to happen over the next few weeks. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it. I did want to mention, though, that I thought Barry Shuck wrote an outstanding article this week about training camp. And if you're a football history nut like most of us are, go find that article that Barry wrote about training camps. It is amazing stuff, really fun to read. He did an awesome job of researching it.
Absolutely. Yeah, Barry writes great stuff. We appreciate all of the
I happen to live about 10 minutes from where the Browns trained at Hiram, so I took a particular interest in that. But I remember the days at Kent and Lakeland, and even back when they used to be at Baldwin Wallace. So really cool history stuff there. Go find it.
Yeah, we appreciate all of. I appreciate Barry keeps me posted on a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that and all that he does. So we're going to get on out of here. We thank everybody for listening. This has been the Browns Blitz. We will catch you next time.